What is the real difference between faith and reason? It's a question that has sparked centuries, literally centuries, of debate. And today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating and, yeah, often misunderstood relationship between religion and philosophy. So let's just get right to the heart of it. This is the big question, right? Are religion and philosophy these two bitter rivals, just locked in some kind of eternal struggle for our souls? Or are they maybe two sides of the same coin? Two totally different paths that somehow lead to the exact same truth? Well, let's find. Okay, to really untangle this whole thing, we've got to go back to the very beginning, back to the source of their knowledge. You can think of it like their foundational operating systems, the basic code they run on. And right away, here is the fundamental split. Religion, it really starts with a top-down approach. Knowledge comes down from a divine source. It's revealed and it's accepted through faith. Philosophy, on the other hand, is a total bottom-up process. It starts with us, with the human mind, and it uses logic and reason to build knowledge piece by painful piece. But here's where it gets really interesting. I mean, despite these totally different starting points, when you actually look closely, you find that religion and philosophy, well, they're often speaking the exact same language. And that shared language, it builds a massive bridge between these two seemingly separate worlds. And that bridge, it's metaphysics, the study of the fundamental nature of reality itself. They're both asking the same huge questions. And I mean, just look at this list of shared concepts. It's staggering. They're both wrestling with the biggest questions you can even imagine. What is God? Do we have a soul? What is justice? How do we live a good, virtuous life? This isn't just some casual overlap, you know? It's more like a shared obsession with life's ultimate mysteries. And people have noticed this overlap for centuries. The historian Numenius, for example, he saw such a strong connection that he famously called Plato Moses speaking Greek. Later on, thinkers like Al-Ghazali would argue that a lot of philosophers, whether they realized it or not, were tapping into what he called the light of prophecy. Now, all this shared language, it's not just a big coincidence. It actually points to something much, much deeper, a shared ultimate goal. You see, for the classical philosophers, this wasn't just some intellectual game they were playing. Philosophy was meant to be a transformative journey. It was a quest to, as they put it, resemble God as much as humanly possible by chasing wisdom and living a truly virtuous life. And does that ring a bell? It should, because when you boil it down, that's pretty much the same goal of religion, isn't it? To guide all of humanity towards ultimate happiness and salvation, both here and in the hereafter, through a profound change of our minds, our hearts, and our actions. The great Islamic philosopher Al-Farabi just captured this perfectly. He said that the main reason, the main purpose of even learning philosophy is to know God. So for many of these great thinkers, the path of reason and the path of faith, they both lead to the very same destination. Okay, so we've got shared concepts and we've got shared goals. It really feels like they're walking the same path. But there is a crucial fork in the road, and it's not in the questions they ask, but in how they get to the answers. These are the questions that are just woven into the very fabric of being human. They're the timeless mysteries that have haunted us and inspired us, probably since the very dawn of consciousness. And this table really breaks it all down. Religion, because it's drawing from divine revelation, it offers answers that are certain, they're absolute, and they're meant for everybody. Philosophy, on the other hand, it uses human reason to build these powerful arguments, but those arguments are always open to debate and question. So this difference in approach, it leads to a huge difference in the kind of truth they're claiming. Religious faith is presented as this unshakable, communal truth, a kind of certain knowledge. A philosopher's conviction, no matter how strong it is more like what you could call a philosophical faith. It's a personal conclusion based on reason. And because of that, it's always open to a better argument coming along. So after all that, what's the big picture? What's the final takeaway here? Let's kind of zoom out and put all these pieces together. What we see is this incredible dance of coming together and moving apart. They share a common language, a common destination, and a common set of those burning questions. The only real difference is the path they take to get there. You have the certainty of divine revelation on one side versus the winding and sometimes uncertain road of human reason on the other. So at the end of the day, maybe they're not rivals at all. As our source suggests, maybe it's better to see them as two complementary and totally essential human projects. Both of them are engaged in the same magnificent quest to try and understand the grand tapestry of reality, from the tiniest particle to the very mind of God. And all of this leaves us with one last, really crucial question for our time. In a world that is just saturated with data and technology, what is the role of these two ancient paths, faith and reason, in your own personal search for truth and meaning? That's all for this explainer.